The Sartaj character is the moral center of the thing. It can't work without him. And the idea is not like, ooh, we don't have censorship, so we can do something naughty. You know, I can see half-naked woman while making love. I mean, these are normal things that should happen in films when they suit the moment.
In part one, some of the dialogues became really famous. And did you have apprehensions that maybe your character is not having those punchy dialogues, and that's something that the memes are being made on?
No, you know, in fact, when I read the script, I did say, I had a thought about it because I thought, you know, the other guy is really colorful. But then I thought, no, I had a pretty strong, I just wanted to be part of it. I thought it was really clever and I loved my role. And the Sartaj character is the moral center of the thing. It can't work without him. And somewhere the other character is the fun and the kind of, you know, more flamboyant and entertaining. So both of them have to go together. Right. And Sartaj's development happens a bit later, but I think there's a very wide arc, you know, and there are big changes in what he goes through. So it's also a very fascinating role. I think it's just a little more exciting later on, even though exploring his weaknesses and his problems was also very interesting. I think it's a lovely part, and so many people have told me that, I mean, I don't want to say this, but they were like, yeah, okay, we've seen Anurag in Gangsters before, but this was interesting to see you as a Sardar cop who's a bit of a loser. It's very interesting and it's nice, and he's a nice guy.
Performances in your career?
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, you just spoke about the wide arc portion. I'm sure. Okay, Punjabi. I think you've.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, it's kind of like widely spoken in the industry, so I've been familiar with it.
Right.
It's so much part of India,
Right.
North India.
Right.
But I have not actually spoken it before. So I was up till quite late and on the treadmill practicing my Punjabi.
All right, so you said about the wide arc part of it. Yeah. A medium like this gives you a lot of scope in terms of developing a character.
Yes.
You have to say whatever you have to say in a movie in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Too many, I think, forces which are there. Just ye bhi dal do, ye gana hona chahiye. This should be there. Just pep it up, and how the audience will react. But here you have that liberty to just have that.
इत्मीनान से बताने वाली कहानी कहते हैं ना, कुछ ऐसी कहानियाँ होती हैं
exactly.
कि दो ढाई घंटे में नहीं बता सकते.
बिल्कुल.
That's the where of course, and that's where the Netflix show comes into its own, really developing a kind of a saga. That book is quite thick. Yeah, it's a long book, so it's a bit of a saga in itself. But ideally, shows like, you know, on the Mughal Empire or something, on a dynasty of some sort, you know.
Yeah, there's subtext. There are political subtext as well.
No, I'm saying that, yeah, there's many stories that are waiting to be told, that are long stories with details, which you probably can't make a movie. So that is one thing that the Netflix show gives us opportunities to do, tell these amazing stories. See, the mixture of confidence, money, and well, basically confidence and money in a field gives you art, you know. In an artistic field, when you have confidence and good money is coming into it, and there's, you know, people are pushing boundaries every day. Like some of the material that Netflix is coming out with is cutting edge.
Definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
For performances from Indian actors and our technicians. So it's kind of pushing boundaries and getting better and better. And it's a really, really fascinating place to be.
Definitely. Now, in movies, many a times there are restrictions that if you want to say something, maybe in terms of political overtones, if it is having any political overtones, or maybe cultural at times, there are too many doubts which are there in the minds of filmmakers, especially maybe in recent times. But we had those political overtones in Sacred Games Part 1.
Yeah.
That was a subtext in many ways. And it was said it in a as brazen manner as possible. someone who's very aware of what is happening all around you, maybe in India as well as world affairs. Do you find that interesting? Do you find that fascinating?
Yeah, but it's also business in the sense that I think Netflix is not interested in being the rebellious voice of. There's some. I don't want to say smaller, but there's some less responsible people and platforms that will probably get raise the censorship issue by being gratuitous को क्या बोलते हैं, you know, कि just little disturbing violence or sex for the sake of it.
Yeah.
So that I think that will might become a problem
It's
one
already
day.
is. I think some people there
Yeah.
approach the Supreme Court.
It'll happen. So, but I think guys like Netflix don't want that. You know, they want to appeal to as many people as possible. So everything that happens is justified, and they're sensible artists at work. So the idea is not like, ooh, we don't have censorship, so we can do something naughty, or we could say this word. You know, that freedom for an actor that finally I can use some bad language, or, you know, I can see half-naked woman while making love. I mean, these are normal things that should happen in films when they suit the moment. And it brings out an honesty, but it shouldn't be used for that.